What's up, everyone? Today I'm going to reveal a roulette strategy that's so effective it feels like you're exploiting the game itself. I've been using this method for months now, and the results have been absolutely incredible. But before we dive into this game-changing strategy, I need to tell you something that could literally change your life. Listen, I know you're here to learn about roulette, but what if I told you that you could be playing with house money right now? I discovered this amazing site called onlinecasinohub.org, where they've negotiated exclusive deposit bonuses that are absolutely insane. We're talking about $300 in free bonus money just for signing up through their links. Here's the crazy part. I actually used one of their recommended casinos, deposited just $100, and walked away with over $8,000 in profits using the exact strategy I'm about to show you. The best part? These casinos are all tested, verified, and you can actually withdraw your winnings. I've done it multiple times. The link is in the pinned comment below. Seriously, check it out before we continue, because this strategy works even better when you're playing with bonus money. Now let's talk about this revolutionary roulette approach that's been making me consistent profits. I call it the sector domination system, and it's based on exploiting the physical layout of the roulette wheel in a way that most players completely ignore. The foundation, understanding wheel sectors. Here's what most people don't realize about roulette. The numbers aren't randomly placed on the wheel. There's actually a very specific pattern, and once you understand this pattern, you can exploit it for massive profits. The European roulette wheel is divided into several distinct sectors, and each sector has its own mathematical properties that we can exploit. The key is understanding that certain sectors of the wheel are more likely to hit in clusters due to the physical properties of the wheel and ball. Strategy number 1, the voisin du zéro exploitation. The first part of our system focuses on what's called voisin du zéro, which means neighbors of zero in French. This sector covers 17 numbers around the zero on the wheel, and here's why it's so powerful. This sector represents nearly half the wheel, 17 out of 37 numbers, giving us a 45.9% chance of winning on every spin. But here's the secret. We're not just betting on this sector randomly. We're using a progressive betting pattern that maximizes our profits when this sector hits. The voisin du zéro covers these numbers: 22, 18, 29, 7, 28, 12, 35, 3, 26, 0, 32, 15, 19, 4, 21, 2, and 25. Strategy in number 2, the orphan sector advantage. The second component of our system targets what's called the orphelins or orphans sector. These are the numbers that aren't covered by the other major sectors, and they represent an incredible opportunity for profit. The orphan sector covers 8 numbers: 1, 6, 9, 14, 17, 20, 31, and 34. While this might seem like fewer numbers, the payout structure for this sector is absolutely incredible when it hits. Here's the key insight. The orphan sector tends to hit in streaks. When one orphan number hits, there's a statistically higher chance that another orphan will hit within the next few spins. This is due to the physical properties of the wheel and the way the ball bounces. Strategy number 3, the tiers du cylindre power play. The third pillar of our system focuses on the tiers du cylindre, the third of the wheel sector. This covers 12 numbers opposite the zero: 27, 13, 36, 11, 38, 23, 10, 5, 24, 16, and 33. This sector is incredibly powerful because it represents exactly 1/3 of the wheel, giving us a 32.4% chance of winning. But here's where it gets interesting. We use this sector as our safety net in our betting progression, the complete sector domination system. Now, here's how we put it all together into one devastating system. Phase 1, the setup. We start by observing the wheel for 10 spins without betting. We're looking for which sector is running hot, meaning which sector has hit most frequently in those 10 spins. Phase 2, the attack. Once we identify the hot sector, we begin our betting progression. We start with small bets on our chosen sector and gradually increase our bet size using a modified Fibonacci sequence. Phase 3, the profit lock. When we hit a winning streak, which happens frequently with this system, we immediately lock in our profits and reset our betting progression. Advanced technique, the neighbor betting exploit. Here's an advanced technique that takes this system to the next level. Instead of just betting on sectors, we also use neighbor bets to cover numbers adjacent to our target numbers on the wheel. For example, if the number 17 just hit, we place neighbor bets covering 17 and the 2 numbers on each side of it on the wheel. This gives us coverage on 25, 2, 21, 4, and 19 in addition to 17 itself. This technique is incredibly powerful because numbers tend to cluster on the wheel due to the physical properties of the ball and wheel. When one number hits, there's a higher probability that a nearby number will hit on subsequent spins. Bankroll management, the key to long-term success. The most important part of this system is proper bankroll management. Here's exactly how I manage my money, starting bankroll. Never risk more than 5% of your total bankroll on any single session. Bet sizing. Start with 1% of your session bankroll as your base bet. Increase using the Fibonacci sequence: 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, etc. Stop loss. If you lose 50% of your session bankroll, stop immediately, no exceptions. Profit target. When you double your session bankroll, lock in 75% of your profits and continue playing with the remaining 25%. The psychology factor, reading the wheel. Here's something most players never consider: the psychological aspect of roulette. Dealers are human, and they develop patterns in how they spin the wheel and release the ball. After watching hundreds of hours of roulette, I've noticed that dealers tend to develop signatures, consistent patterns in their spinning technique. By observing these patterns, you can gain an additional edge in predicting which sectors are more likely to hit. Look for these dealer tells: consistent ball release point, similar spinning force, timing patterns between spins, common mistakes to avoid mistake. Darker 1, betting too aggressively too early. Always start small and build your bets gradually. Mistake number 2, ignoring bankroll management. This is the fastest way to lose everything. Mistake number 3, playing on American roulette wheels. The double zero gives the house a much bigger edge. Always play European roulette when possible. Mistake number 4, not tracking your results. Keep detailed records of every session to identify patterns and improve your strategy. Taking your game to the next level. If you want to maximize your profits with this system, you need to be playing at the right casinos with the best bonuses. Remember that site I mentioned earlier, onlinecasinohub.org? They've done all the research for you and found the casinos with the highest bonuses and the most favorable roulette rules. These bonuses essentially give you free money to practice and perfect this system. Instead of risking your own money while you're learning, you can use their bonus money to master the technique.